I want to say at the very beginning that although the Post Office Directory digitization is now very much linked with the Addressing History project and everything we have heard,